MLB free agency is right around the corner, and similar to last offseason, there's definitely going to be some international free agents from the KBO and the NPB making their way to the MLB. They might not be as high profile, say, as like Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Jung-Hoo Lee, but there's still going to be some noteworthy guys coming over, and luckily for us, John Paul Morosi, the yapper, went on MLB.com and wrote an article detailing who those guys were. So let's take a look at what he had to say about some of the highest profile talent over in the KBO and the NPB. The yapper kicks us off with a Kawoom hero second baseman, Hye-Seong Kim. I apologize if I mispronounce anything in this video. Haven't heard their names said on broadcast, so I'm just going to try and sound it out as much as I can. If you're familiar with the KBO, you know that Jung-Hoo Lee was also a Kawoom hero. Hye-Seong Kim played with him, and this guy, it's not as, I'd say, crazy as a profile as Jung-Hoo Lee was putting up in the KBO, but similar as far as bat-to-ball skills are concerned. There's just a little bit less pop, I'd say, and a little bit less discipline in Kim's bat compared to Jung-Hoo Lee's, but a defensive standout in the KBO. John Paul Morosi notes here will be posted by the Heroes this offseason. Evaluators are saying that Kim could be a potential everyday second baseman or high-end utility player with good contact skills. Some teams that are looking to upgrade at second base this offseason, the Mariners, hello, Red Sox, Giants, and Angels are among the teams likely to pursue upgrades. Hey, if he's a Seattle Mariner, I would be very, very happy looking at how his kind of profile does play out. I will say I'm a little worried about the strikeout percentage. It's nothing crazy, but we take a look here. 10.9% last season in 2024. It has gone down every single season, but we know that the KBO, it's not quite on the same level, especially on the pitching side of things. It's not on the same level as the MLB or even the NPB, for that matter. So this 10.9%, if you were to translate it to, say, Major League Baseball, I'm looking at probably like an 18 to 20%. So a guy that doesn't have a ton of pop is more so a contact bat, striking out like an 18 to 20% clip. It's not perfect, but in his first season, I don't think you could expect a ton as far as making big strides in the strikeout, like just the discipline department. Again, 300 hitter through and through. Since 2021, he's hit 300 every single year. Last season, he hit 326, 383 with a 458 slug and an 841 OPS. Not as good as his 2023 OPS, but pretty darn close. All right. Hye-Seong Kim will make a lot of teams happy this offseason and going into 2025 as, again, a second baseman or a high-end utility player. This could be a solid platoon around any major league team, but I think if it was more so an everyday second baseman, I would not expect that team to be competing as heavily as some of the other teams that could be interested in him as a first guy off the bench or a high-end utility. I think a team that is competing would make use of his bat-to-ball skills more so than him playing every single day. But as a defensive standout, he could factor into a lot of teams' plans this offseason. Again, I don't know what the contract would be, but Jung-Hoo Lee got 6 years, $113 million for a more premium position, a more premium player. I would expect maybe 4 to 5 years and cut the money probably by like 60%. Like I would expect a 5-year, $30 million deal to get this done for Hye-Seong Kim pretty safely. We now move to the NPB, a pitcher from the Chunichi Dragons, Shinnosuke Ogasawara, a left-handed pitcher, a similar build to Shota Imanaga from the last offseason, standout for the Cubs. He is 5'11", 183. Imanaga is 5'10", 175. A lot of people were worried about the frame, the crafty lefty. Will he be able to pitch? Imanaga proved in 2024 that he was able to do it. However, Morosi notes in the article, and I'm going to show you here, his strikeouts are down tremendously in 2024. 82 strikeouts over 144 and a thirds innings pitched. It's just not that great. 5.1 strikeouts per 9. That's the lowest of his career in like an actual full season. It's just not good. And hopefully he can work on that when he comes over to the MLB. But a 3.12 ERA over 144 and a third innings pitch, that's pretty good. I think he could make a lot of teams happy as far as like a number 4 or a number 5. Morosi does note here that he's also shown a good aptitude for learning new approaches to pitching and could generate more swings and misses by pitching effectively up in the zone. There you go. A guy that can adapt. That's what you need. And so I think the Mets are a good fit here because they've got Kodai Senga. As soon as they bring in Ogasawara here, got a friend on the team already, just a guy that he knows can pitch well, can help him adapt to the MLB. I think the Mets losing Sean Manaea, losing Jose Quintana, losing Luis Severino, obviously they could re-sign them, but like going this route, I wouldn't be surprised if the Mets are big players here for Ogasawara in this offseason. We do have to now move on to a position player. One that I like quite a bit. Just from what I've started looking at here. Kazuma Okamoto, a first base, third baseman for the Yomiuri Giants. Bro, he's like the Pete Alonso of the NPB, essentially. Maybe not as like power heavy, but 33 home runs over the past 7 seasons as an average. That's about as consistent of an offensive like slugger that you can get, I'd say, in the NPB. That is not like the overarching like superstar level talent. This guy, I think, will make a lot of teams happy this offseason should they pursue him. He has played a little bit of outfield as well, but more so a corner infielder. We take a look at his positions played. First base mainly last year in 2024. Did split a bit more time between first and third just a year ago in 2023, so teams should make note of that. I will show you his slash line here. 280, 362 with a 501 slug and an 863 OPS in his posting year. Age 28. Going to be 29. I expect like another 4 to 5 year deal here. Probably a bit more chunk of change than what Kim from the KBO was getting. Maybe like a Seiya Suzuki contract, 5 years, 75 million. I wouldn't be surprised at that for a guy that has hit 33, 31, 31, 39, 30, 41, 27 home runs in 6-7 years running. Like, this guy can hit the hell out of the baseball, and the third base market is not super great. First base is a bit better, but the third base market outside of Alex Bregman, it's not very good. I would expect the Yankees to be heavy in on this guy, but John Paul Morosi, he notes that the Tigers are one potential suitor for Okamoto. They have expanded their scouting efforts in Asia since Scott Harris took over their baseball operations, and the Tigers are looking to add power after returning to the postseason this year. The Tigers, they're getting after it. They don't know what they've got with Spencer Torkelson after a down year. Third base, I mean, Zach McKinstry was over there. They've played Matt Vierling over there. Like, they could use a more solidified force over there, and Okamoto makes a ton of sense for the Tigers this offseason. We head back to the pitching department, but we also head back to the Yomiuri Giants. Tomoyuki Sugano. This guy was posted, or was about to be posted, all the way back in 2020. Whoa. That's a long time ago. Now, 35 years old, he's looking to do it again. And he's coming off a dominant season, Morosi notes here. He went 15-3 with a 1.67 ERA for the Yomiuri Giants over 156 2/3 innings pitched. You look here, that's his best ERA since, you guessed it, 2020. Coincidence? Probably. But the thing that I want to note here, the strikeouts here, 111 over 156 2/3. It's not great. You see the strikeouts kind of trending down, like, since, I mean, it makes sense. He's 34 now, guys. Like, in 2016, when he was 26, 9.3 strikeouts per 9. Yeah, that's good. You're in your prime. I don't hate this as a potential fitter for. Morosi says the Giants were once in on it. I think with Blake Snell walking, I think Sugano does make sense as a San Francisco Giant heading into next season. He also likens Sugano's kind of career path to Hiroki Kuroda, who came over to Major League Baseball at age 33. So similar age, in their mid-30s. Sugano, I don't think he'll have as long of a career as Kuroda did. 7 seasons. I would expect him maybe more so like 4 or 5. Maybe similar to like a Hisashi Iwakuma type length, like tenure in Major League Baseball. But I think like a 2-year deal of like 16 million per. So like 2 years, 32 million maybe gets it done for this guy. But if it goes a little bit higher, I'm not sure, because how the pitching market shares like will kind of play out this offseason. And also, they're both on the Yomiuri Giants, Sugano and Okamoto. So that begs the question, will they both be posted? Morosi says MLB team officials expect Okamoto to move to North America, although it is not clear if that will occur this winter or in the future. Sugano, the pitcher, status could impact the Giants' willingness to post Okamoto this offseason. That's the Yomiuri Giants. They don't want to lose 2-star players in one offseason. I don't blame them. A lot is riding on those decisions as far as the international free agent market, because without these 2 guys, or at least with only one of them, it's not as lucrative as last offseason by any means, and it won't especially be lucrative if Roki Sasaki is not posted. The Chiba Lot Marines don't want to post him. They want to get as much money from him as they can from the posting system. But since he is still so young, he's going to be 23 next year. Similar to Otani, he will be classified as an international amateur and will not be granted the same amount of international signing bonus. So the posting fee that the Marines would get for Roki Sasaki wherever he does sign would be a lot less if they post him now compared to if they post him in a couple of years. Now, Sasaki, we all know the hype about him. Dude showed up and showed out in the WBC. 2.35 ERA last season, a 1.78 the year before, a 2.02 in 2022. Just dominant. 120, there's nothing I need to say about Roki Sasaki. We all know how good he's going to be. Sasaki will make a bag when he is posted. If he is posted this offseason, it's going to be Soto and then Sasaki. Like, he will be the second most coveted free agent this offseason. So the quality of this international class is really dependent on Roki Sasaki here, but I still think there are some pretty decent MLB contributors in this class without him. Let me know what you guys think down below. Who will sign some of the main international free agents will sign with if they are posted this offseason? I'm still banking on a couple of these guys going to big market teams like the Yankees, the Mets. It just makes sense. Like, those are teams that should be in play here. But let me know if you guys have any teams that are maybe I'm not thinking of, a little bit more outside of the box. Thank you guys for watching this. I'll see you soon.